We are live, the No Fate channel checking in, and I have the Geek Squad. I've got the weightlifting geek with me right here. And for those of you that are coming to this late, do not worry. Do not worry, because I'm going to put links to everything in the description. So if you come late and you want to jump ahead to like the drinking part or the question and answer, you're good to go. Okay, we got the weightlifting geek as a special guest. I've got his link in the description. He is starting on YouTube, but he is all about weightlifting and gadgets. So give us your 30-second elevator pitch, and then we'll get right into this live stream.
So the weightlifting geek is the intersection of technology and technique. I don't want anybody in the world to be afraid of technology. I don't want anybody in the world to be afraid of weightlifting. You can do it. So it's life principles. Same thing applies to everything else in life. So it's the home of the Geek Squad.
Geek Squad. And one of the things you do really well that I am taking a tip from is you do shorts. YouTube has included like shorts now that are just quick, like 1-minute videos that are just hit it and quit it. So if you like just kind of getting in and getting out, that is the way to go. And I've been trying to do that too because it's just a lot more fun. We got LMZ Fitness from the garage gym. Oh, we forgot about time zones. This guy's a teacher. I'm glad he's not teaching my kids. He doesn't know about time zones. It did say Eastern Standard Time. But thank you so much, LMZ Fitness, for joining. I give him a hard time, but he's a good soldier, man. I'll tell you straight away, he works so hard on that social media with just begging people to join his YouTube channel and all that good stuff. He's got like 4,000 Instagram followers. Okay, now he had to follow 10,000 people, but he's got 4,000 followers. So it's not a great ratio, but he's doing it. Anyway, LMZ Fitness, what are you doing tonight? Are you going to be partaking with some of these? Maybe you get your liquid IV out and you can rehydrate after we do that. Yeah. So it's going to be fun. It's a Saturday night. We got pizza's in the oven. We got a lot of fun stuff planned here, but we like to just kind of get the live streams out of the way. Double dating. Wait a minute. Double dating. I have never been on a double date. I'm married with kids, so the last time I was on a date was like 4 months ago, and then before that was like before COVID. So what does a double date entail? I mean, I know the premise of a double date, but I mean,
I said that liquid IV is good.
Yeah, he's one of their sponsors. They sent him like a whole bunch of free stuff. I've reviewed that on one of my videos, and it's a good product. The flavors are spot on. The cost is a little bit high, but he's got a coupon code, and you can get them at Costco really cheap if you buy them in bulk. Really good way to rehydrate. So many people forget how important electrolytes are and stuff like that you're just chugging water and you don't realize like your body needs those minerals, especially nowadays with filters on our water. You're not even getting a lot of the minerals from water. So very, very good to see liquid IV. But I have not tried the cherry. Maybe I can talk him into mailing me one.
Well, you can have the IV. I want the barbell jack.
Listen, I know you liked. Okay, so actually, I'm going to be doing a review of the barbell jack. But I know you like to deadlift a ton. What you need to do is get deadlifting blocks. They're these little rubber blocks. They cost $20. And the reason I'm going to do a whole review, and the barbell jack is good, but it's a little bit bulky. And it supposedly has a 150-pound maximum, which is fake. They just put it on the side to kind of help themselves to make sure they didn't get sued, I guess. But anyway, but the blocks themselves are like rubber. I got a pair. They're like $20 or $15. They're going to go in a backpack or a gym bag super easy. You just roll the first 45 on them, and then you got enough clearance to load up all of the weights that you do.
Well, now, Ted, he actually got the Titan Fitness double lifter now.
Okay.
We got the double lifter.
The one you step on, like that. I used to have one of those in my local gym. You could like you kind of crank it down and you can like step on it if it's really heavy. I never had to step on it because I don't deadlift that heavy. But like I mean the big boys. All right, it is officially 6:04 now. As a rule of thumb, if you're 5 minutes late, you're really late, right? If you're on time, you're 5 minutes late. But we're gonna crack in to this adult beverage. So this is a Maine Mule rum and ginger. So it's like rum and ginger beer. This is from It's sparkling craft cocktail from Maine Craft Distillery. So if you go up to Portsmouth, Maine, I've actually been to the distillery there. And you can get these at BJ's Wholesale up here in New England, but they are just literally a cocktail in a can. You pour them over ice and you're good to go. And they're only about like $2, $2.50 per can. So that's usually a good price point for me. So we're going to crack into it. Rum and ginger.
I got you.
Oh, there we go. That's the sound I'm looking for. And because we've got the desktop set up, I don't want any liquids going on my computer. This camera thing is messed up. I gotta figure it out. But I usually have a wider shot than this. I'm not. Anyway, so I got an insulated cup and I got the ice. That's what the trick is. The trick is the ice. Here we go. Look at that pour. Oh yeah. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. All right. So it is. It is 6:05.
Oh, Gluck is in the house.
Gluck, Jim, quiet down, Luke. This dude is so funny. I mean, his videos, but he is so funny, and his thumbnails are really, really good. This dude knows how to put thumbnails together. Gluck's Jim, what are you doing on a Saturday night, 6 p.m. Eastern time here in the United States, the good old U.S. of A? Oh, that's good. That's good. There's a delay in the chat. I'm not trolling. I'm just telling it like it is. His videos are good. His thumbnails are better than his videos. I mean, his thumbnails pull you in. I'm not going to lie. I click on his thumbnails. He's watching his favorite YouTubers. Darn right. The Weightlifting Geek. He lighted them up. So I got a couple questions for the Weightlifting Geek, and I got a couple. I know you've got questions for me, and I've got a couple questions written down. By the way, it's 230,000, not 10K. Okay. I'm trying to. We got Anna Agra, Fat to Fit Journey. Thank you so much for joining. I've actually looked at some of her videos, and she does some really, really good transitions. I really enjoy watching her make some of this food. I watch her make this food, and I'm just like, now I'm hungry. That's the problem when you watch people prepare food on YouTube. Yes. You end up just wanting to eat all day long.
Well, what I like about her is and she's just like you. I'm new to this game. I'm still learning. But there's been multiple times that she's done things to help my channel grow. Like one of her recent mixer videos, she got a new blender. She used one of the clips from my video. So those kind of things, they mean a whole lot to me.
I love blenders. I don't use them as much, but I got like a little cheap like the NutriBullet ones. I got the $20 version, the knockoffs, which works just as good. I don't use it often, but when I do, man, I'm just like, oh, this is heaven. It doesn't hold enough for me. I like to make like a big shake, and it's like I'm gonna pack it all in. It's like don't fill above this line, and then I'm filling above the line. So for anyone that is actually in the chat live, drop your questions in, and I wanna get rolling on a few questions that we got sent to us. And this is good. So if you guys have not followed us on Instagram, I am at NoFate247, and you are at
the Weightlifting Geek.
So that's a good way if you want to be in the know and kind of see things coming in, or just contribute to the question and answer when you can't make these live streams. That's the way to go. Oh, wait a minute. LMZ Fitness he's got a self blender giveaway on Monday. Now, LMZ Fitness, can I be honest with you? Those stupid blenders that you trying to promote are horrible. Get yourself a shaker bottle. Those things are the most useless things ever. You can't put ice in them. The batteries run out. They're top heavy. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just being realistic. Get yourself a blender bottle, like the 2.0s that have like the really nice tops. It's going to be like the best. They're BPA free. You're going to spend like 10 or 12 bucks, and you can't break them. You cannot break them. Go ahead and try. It's free. If it's free, it's for me. So I do appreciate a good giveaway. So let's go. I'm going to go with the first question. I'm going to mix them up here. I'm going to close my eyes and mix them up. Boom. Yes, okay. Well, this is a tough one. Will the mask mandate come back? So someone asked about the mask mandate, and I don't know which country they are from. So in the United States, every state is like slightly different. I live on the border of Mass and New Hampshire. Massachusetts is a lot more strict. When you go into places, you have to have masks on. And New Hampshire, not so much. I literally went to go have my car fixed, and no one had a mask, which is fine. It wasn't against the rules or anything. But so each state is different. My child does have to wear a mask at school, And you got to remember, not only is each state different, each individual private company has their own specific rules. So as far as the mask mandate here in the United States, it all depends. I know people in Australia, like they're like on lockdown, and their numbers are like nothing compared to what we have, and just in terms of specifics. But anyway, that's that. And this person, and I didn't write their name. This person also asked your favorite BCAA product. Now, BCAA stands for branch chain amino acids, and I don't think you need BCAAs unless you are have a caloric deficit, whether you're a vegetarian or you don't get a good variety of meats. I will say I like to take branch chain amino acids before I work out just to have something in my stomach. And I do like Alpha EAA from NutriBio. It has branch chain and essential amino acids. So it's a really good spectrum of stuff, and it's got nootropics. It comes in at like $1 per serving, but NutriBio has they make their own products, like 100% label transparency. So if you're going to go with BCAAs, you might as well go with essential amino acids, and that's a good one. There's a number of good ones out there.
I have actually been wanting to get some BCAAs because one of my buddies, Ted, the same one that got the rack to do deadlift with, he actually gave me some to test, and it really helped with recovery for me.
Yeah, I like them a lot. If you get a good one, if you get like a good one, they'll have like electrolytes in them too. Like the one I take, it has like coconut water powder extract or whatever. So that helps with the recovery, and they just taste good. So they end up just drinking way more water. So which is nice. Yeah, Gluck's Jim wants to know if I'm the same on camera as I am live, as I am in the messages. Listen, I just tell it like it is. And Gluck's Jim, if you haven't gone to his channel, most people have, because the dude's got more followers than I do, and more views than I do for certain. Yeah. You know, he's got a good channel. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing with those thumbnails. Those thumbnails get me They just pull you in. I think I'm out. And then they just pull me right in.
What gets me is his dry humor and his innuendos is funny.
Yeah, every time he messages me, he's like busting them on me, just busting them all the time. Okay, you got questions? Drop one of the questions you had.
Oh, one of the questions that I had, Anna, that we were just talking about earlier, she asked, what is your greatest fear as a YouTuber?
You answer that first, and I'll answer it second. How's that? Because I answer this. We'll go in reverse order.
That works. My biggest fear is failure. And to be honest, when you are a consumer of platforms like YouTube, you don't realize what's involved when you are a content creator. So stepping to the other side, the things that are involved in consistency, quality, planning, having good content that people want to watch, it's like a full-time job. So there's always this fear that you're putting all of this into it and it's not going to materialize. But it's like I tell people, I'm going to lift weights anyway. So all I'm doing now is just recording. So either way, we're having fun.
As long as you're having fun, that is the most important thing. And I'll tell you, I've been there. There's some videos where you can go back in my old history and I could point them out like hours, not just in shooting, but like editing, like an hour into the thumbnail. Obviously, they're not as good as Gluck's, but, and then like 60 views. And that was it, which is fine. Like, don't get me wrong, 60 people watching your stuff, your content is great. But when you put in like 4 or 5 hours into something that gets 60 views, you're just like, oh, yeah. LMZ Fitness, wish I was your spot, Gluck. So LMZ Fitness, everyone always wishes they were like the next guy over. The grass is always greener. And I'm going to tell you straight away, the grass is greener where you water it. So if you're jealous of Gluck, guess what? You're just not working hard enough. Or you just haven't put in enough time or effort. And sometimes channels hit because of the niche that they're in. And sometimes channels just falter because they're all over the place. If you go to my videos, I'm like, it's dad life, it's my life. So, everything from like taking the kids to the beach to like supplement reviews and stuff like
vacuum.
that. So, yeah. Dude, I make those videos because I know there's like a dad out there that's like, why does this vacuum not suck? I mean, it sucks, but it doesn't suck. So my biggest concern as a YouTube creator, now that I'm kind of like in, and I kind of like got the format down for what works for me. And again, if you look at the view count all these guys on here that are like, I'm just starting out, get way more views than me, which is like crazy. But my biggest fear is that YouTube decides like to cancel you, because you got to remember, YouTube is their own private company. They could shut off tomorrow. They could decide that they're not going to monetize any of your videos. They could cancel you outright because flag something on your channel. Enough people just have an out with you, or they don't like you, and they kind of raise concern, and YouTube bots just kind of take over. So that's one of my biggest concerns. There's not much you can do. I am starting like a web page up, nofate247.com. But obviously, like that's not going to be able to replace the YouTube. So I mean, if YouTube cancels me, that's really like, SOL. Like, so, too bad, so sad. But hopefully, I don't do anything wrong. My content's not really too risque per se.
Well, and it's funny you say that, because even like with the motivational Wednesdays and Thursdays, the whole idea behind my channel is to try to prevent what you just described. And it's basically along the same lines. I want my content to be something that somebody in the gym can listen to as they're working out, or something that you can watch at home and your young ones can run around and you don't have to worry about words being said, music being played, something that everybody can enjoy.
Yeah, I do try to keep if you watch my videos closely, there's only like a few times that I swear, and I usually get worked up. I usually try to keep it PC. Heroic Vision, hey, my buddy, thank you so much for joining. This dude doesn't make videos. He makes like ultra 5K like cinematic videos that are just ridiculous. Like he'll spend weeks making like a 2-minute promo. It's nuts. Let's go through more questions. I got one from McAllister Strength Company. This is a Canadian, a Canuck, Canada, for those of you who are not familiar. Our attic to the north, where we just kind of store stuff, and when we want it, we bring it back down, like Jim Carrey, Pamela Anderson. Guess what? And so his asked question was, what's your advice for a new YouTuber? Great question, because there's so many people getting into YouTube. When I got into YouTube, I had all of these questions, and I made every mistake and then some. I mean, literally the first probably the first like 15 to 20 videos, you could only hear the audio out of one ear because I edited it incorrectly. So like, and I didn't know, because I'm listening to it on like a Bluetooth with one ear, but people with like cans like this were like, what's going on? Anyway, the biggest advice I could say is you better not be doing it for the money. That is going to be your biggest downfall, because first off, I did a whole video on how much I made in a full year producing almost a video a day, and there's no money in it. The reality is, if you were going to be an Uber driver, if you were going to go bag groceries, in Massachusetts, the minimum wage is higher than I make on YouTube creating content. You better love it. You better enjoy it. And you better like want to learn how to do it, whether it is like the thumbnails, the videos, the sound effects, all that stuff. You better really want to do it, because if you're in it for the money, you're going to get burnt out, and it's going to show, and you're not going to make any money, period. I know there's so many people that are new, they're starting, that are like, I got to get 1,000 subscribers. I got to get 10,000 hours of view time. Well, if you ever Googled how much money you would make on 10,000 hours of view time, it's not even like $10. So people are like, just like pushing for this 10,000 hours of view time, thinking like they're missing so much money before they can make themselves monetize. They're missing like $10. I mean, literally. So think about how much effort it goes into it versus what you could get paid like bagging groceries per hour. So love what you do, and it's going to show. I think it's going to show, because like some of the channels that are super fake, I can tell. At least I can from watching them. And some of the ones that are original, I can tell. Like if you review a crappy blender and tell me how much you love it, I know you're lying. Okay, your turn. You got another question over there?
That was the only one that I had. That one's from Anna. But I will answer the question that was posed to you. I think honestly, the biggest thing is passion, because for years I wanted to make a YouTube channel, but I didn't know what to make it about. I play pool, but I'm not all that great. I play golf, but I'm not all that great. There was so many different things that I thought about, but it was quickly dismissed. Weightlifting has become a way of life. It's one of the few things that I've done that I see results in the mirror in the morning. Just a slight ripple is enough. Keep going. You're getting somewhere. So it's got to be something that you're passionate about, because that's the fuel. The fuel is nothing other than the passion that you have for what your content's about.
Yeah, I think it's good to make videos that you're going to want to go see. Like the videos that get no views for me, but the ones that I have my kids in, I don't put them in often, but I'm able to go back years and see like how they've grown and talk. It's great. Now, Anna, I was not making fun of your blender. I was making fun of LMZ's blender, which is this like battery operated thing that is useless. Your blender was legit, but the one that LMZ is pushing is no bueno. I do have a question before I get through my last two questions. And if people have questions that join the live stream, drop them in the comments below and we'll try to get them answered. One question I had for you, because we're going to switch to gadgets now. What is one gadget under $30 that you are so glad that you picked up? It could.
One gadget under $30.
I'm gonna go back to my drink while you think about this here. If you're drinking with me, leave it leave a comment.
One, and I know it sounds silly, but I use a Microsoft Surface. That's what I edit with. But my Microsoft Surface is the older one. It only has one USB port. So the USB hub allows me to have my external hard drive and my keyboard and my mouse and everything, so I can still work and function. And I just kind of had it set up a little bit. So if I had to pick one gadget, that's probably the one that I use the most, to be honest.
Hey, if you use it, it doesn't matter if I mean, that's the important one. The one gadget that I try to tell people all the time to do, and I legit live my life by this, are charging cords. You can't have enough of them, because whether it's for my phone, whether it's for my Bluetooth, I've got like a whole bunch like on different floors of my home. I got them like all set up in my car, so as soon as I go in, I can plug it in, because there's nothing worse than being like, oh, I'm low on battery or something. And they're so inexpensive, then it's just great to just kind of like set it and forget it. If you guys remember that infomercial. Mm-hmm. All right. While we're talking gadgets, what's the most expensive gadget you have that was worth every penny?
Probably my iPad Pro.
iPad Pro. Okay. What do you do with it? You just use it all the time, or?
Yeah, it's the 12.9 inch. I use it for pretty much everything. I use the Filmic Pro app to record from my phone, and my iPad is my remote. So when I remember to bring it to the gym, it works out really nice, because I can see without having to, because I'm not using the front facing camera. I'm using the rear camera to get better quality. So
that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Mine is the iPhone, and so I know a lot of people. A good way to save money in your life is to go, a budget when it comes to a phone. But I'm a big believer that if you use it, then you should pay for it. And I ended up going with like this iPhone 11 Pro. And I mean, how many times do I use my phone? I probably like 300 times a day. And I create YouTube content on this thing. And I get that cool sticker. Look at that. Oh, you didn't even know. Look at that sticker. Yeah,
I like
exactly.
That.
Exactly. And it's one of those things like, is a time and place to go budget or cheap. And then there's a time and place to say to yourself, I actually use it. Yeah. Heroic Vision. This guy makes videos. He's got a $700 gimbal that holds like one of those massive DSLR. A gimbal basically keeps your camera steady when you are actually shooting. And he's got like all these crazy gadgets that are like ridiculous when it comes to creating content.
The gimbal is something that's on my list. So I'm working my way up. My next step is a better microphone system. So I'm gonna go with the Rode. That's gonna be my next thing toward the end of the year.
Okay.
But I want a gimbal because I really want to do some B-roll footage.
Yeah, I mean, I would say so. So when it comes to gimbals, I've got one. I've got like a cheaper one, and I don't use it as much, because especially when you're doing like straight on shots, you're not. I mean, it's going to be in a tripod or it's going to be stable. And then with B-roll, what I'll do is I'll just try to hold it steady. Or you can actually take a standard shot and then you can edit it so it looks like B-roll. But the gimbals are nice, especially if you're going to do outside or action shots. I mean, they are nice, especially if you're going to vlog. Heroic Vision. He's got a $400 microphone. I'll tell you, microphones can get expensive. The Rode puts out a good product. A lot of people that I know will use the Rode wireless. They really like that one. I think that one comes in at like $200. So that you can really go down a rabbit hole of like how much you should spend on equipment. And I always say to yourself, like just go budget whenever possible. When it comes to not if you don't know you need it or not, because most of the time, like you got to learn to do without, and then once you have it, you appreciate it. Like I was using an iPhone 6 for my videos for so long, and then I had like a GoPro 5, and I was using those, which is they don't do very good indoors, but they get the job done. Okay, I got a question from LMZ Fitness 35 on Instagram. Why did you start YouTube? LMZ Fitness has been around. He's the man. So you want to answer this one first? You already kind of did answer it.
Well, what actually happened was once I started lifting weights, my goal was always a 300-pound bench. And I got 225, and then I slowly worked my way up. And I failed 300, I know, about a good 5 or 6 months. But every so often, I would go and I would get it, and I would try it. And the day that I hit it was the day that I realized that I could do what I set my mind to. And I thought, why not do this? Because if I worked this hard to get here, I might as well make a channel about it because apparently I'm dedicated.
Listen, that's the way to do it. I mean, listen, if it was easy, everyone would do it. And it's just good to start. Sometimes you got to start. So many people talk themselves out of starting that it's unfortunate. And frankly, I started, I think 4 years ago. I should have started 10 years ago. I would have been like massive because no one was on YouTube in 10 years.
Yeah.
And just a small point. I one time had 300 pounds on the bar. I thought my little feminine wrists were going to shatter. It's so heavy. People, because there's dudes like yourself, they make it look easy. 300 pounds on your arms is so much force on your wrists, on your elbows, on everything. That's so much weight. So why did I start my YouTube? Two main reasons. First and foremost was I wanted to learn to edit video. And it was a talent or a thing I didn't know how to do. And I knew that if I didn't have skin in the game, I wasn't going to just pick up a book and do it on my own. I needed a reason. Like, if you're working on your own project, you're much more involved. Like if you're working on your own car, you're much more likely to learn how to, take care of a car. So I learned that way how to edit. And man, it was brutal. It was like running uphill with a weighted vest, man, learning from me, just because I'd never done it before. Didn't know what I was doing wrong. Didn't even know what I was doing right. I wasn't doing anything right. And the second reason I actually started YouTube was you watch YouTube, and if you watch enough of it, or if you know enough, you can catch liars. And you can say to yourself, I can do that not only better, but that dude's lying. And I was watching supplement reviews, and these guys were like, oh, this thing's horrible, but drink it anyway. He was literally like, the guy would tell you that the taste was horrible and undrinkable, but you should drink it anyway because it's going to get you gains. And you can, if you know enough about certain things, you're just like, well, this dude's lying. Or if you watch enough of the videos, you can say like, well, that's a horrible video. Like the sound's off, the video's off. The guy was like boring, or the guy was lying. So I said, hey, listen, if I want to talk the talk and walk the walk, I should just do it myself. And if you want to see some serious failures, go to my oldest videos, which I have left up. They are absolute nightmares. I mean, if you knew how long it took me, because I was like just stutter and stop and just no flow, no rhythm. I got one last question. So if you've got questions in the chat, I want you to drop it down below, and then we're going to talk about the future of this channel and your channel. Favorite intra-carb product from JPL603. So intra-workout. Whoa, hit the microphone. Favorite carbohydrate product for me is super carb. It is a highly branched cyclic dextrin. It's a carbohydrate substitute. And what it does is you drink it, it goes right through your stomach, right? And the reason that's good is you don't get any stomach discomfort, especially when you're working out, but it's low glycemic. So it digests slowly over 4 hours. So you're going to get that even set of energy. You're not going to get a spike in insulin. You're not going to be putting on fat. It is expensive. A lot of companies won't put it in their product because it is expensive. Now, I'll tell everyone, what you should be doing is trying to get your carbohydrates from whole food sources. But obviously, if you're going to go out on a run, or if you're busy and you're trying to get carbs in during like a training session, super carb from NutriBio or any type of highly branched cyclic dextrin is the way to go. As far as an intra workout, there's a number of good ones out there. One of my favorites is NutriBio Intra Blast. It's just like they got everything in there and the kitchen sink: BCAAs, EAAs, electrolytes, sodium, vitamins, minerals, and they make it themselves in a 100% federally inspected lab. What people don't realize with supplement companies, most supplement companies don't make their own supplements. They outsource it to a third party, and they have no quality control. NutriBio actually does third-party testing. They actually do liquid chromatography to actually test the ingredients before they add them to the batch, because everyone gets their ingredients mostly from overseas, but you don't know what you're getting. You're getting like a random bag of white powder. You don't know what's in there. So they actually test all of their ingredients before they add them in, and then they do third-party testing before they ship it out. So that's why I go with Intrablast. What about you? Do you use any supplements?
I am. It's funny because for so long, all I have done is lift, and that's literally it. So now I'm starting. I actually worked out a affiliate sponsorship with Sup Kings. So I just got my first legit non-Walmart pre-workout. It's Ninja Up, and I love it. It's amazing. I jacked and just ready to go to work. So my next purchase, the end of this month, is going to be either a protein or something else along those lines that's going to help me in overall productivity in the gym. So I haven't quite made my mind up yet. But
okay, if you got any questions, just lay them on me. I'll give you my opinion. You know, I won't not give you my opinion. So it's coming up on 6:30, and I want to go for another like 15 minutes. But I want to know from the weightlifting geek. I'm a big fan of setting goals, right? I like goal setting. Now, I guess everyone has a plan until they get hit in the face. So sometimes you set a goal and it goes to the pot, right? But without setting a goal, you don't really have a place or a target to go from. From now, it's September. By the end of December, what can we expect out of you?
Well, the funny thing is, I actually just put that out in last week's Tech Tuesday. So my goal by November is 500 subscribers.
Okay.
I'm currently at 384. So my goal is 500. And then from there, my goal is 1,000. And the biggest goal is actually something that sounds simple, but every video that I make, I try to improve in my quality. So I'm at the point now where I'm somewhat used to recording. So now think, Joe, why are you angling this way? Why are you angling that way? What can you do different? But I want people to have an experience. So when you come to the Weightlifting Geek, you're going to get the geek dry humor. You're going to get the motivation. We're going to get it all. So I really, in my videos, try to include the conversations between me and the people that I live with, because I try to surround myself with people that are stronger than me in the gym and mentally, so that in the midst of all of this, I've got something that I can absorb. So I try to include those so that it's beneficial to the viewer.
All right. Well, that's good. I mean, it's a tough. I mean, hitting those subscribers. People don't realize YouTube loves the bigger channels. So the small channels. I mean, 500 for people that see other people with like 10,000, 20,000, whatever. It's so hard to get the first 100. It's easier to go from 100 to 300 than it is to go from 0 to 100, and so on and so forth. The more you have, the more YouTube promotes you. They promote the bigger channels more. So definitely just keep pushing it, because it's an upward battle. But the harder you push, the better you're going to go. I will tell you my goals from here until the end of the year. I got the Spartan Fenway. I'm hoping they don't cancel it, because I've signed up so long ago. I did it in 2019, and I love it. It's a Spartan race. I'm a big fan of Spartan races, if you've seen the channels. Okay. But what they do is it's a stadium series. So it's Fenway Park. They take out all the bad stuff with Spartan races, like all the excess mileage, all the mud, and they put all the good stuff in. You're running around the locker room. You're running around the Green Monster. You're doing like burpees. You're doing burpees in the concession stand. It's a great time. It's a great kind of like atmosphere. And you're running between the bleachers and the whole 9 yards. You get to see like the VIP section. Like I saw parts of Fenway Park, being from Boston, I'd never been to before. And I was like, man, who can afford these sections? I'd like to know. But I'm excited about that. My training's going to shift a little bit as I kind of gear up towards being able to do the mileage. I haven't been running at all, so I'll start running and getting used to the colder weather as the weather comes in. And I got a number of videos obviously planned. I try to plan out all my videos in advance, like a couple of weeks, so that I'm not kind of like under the gun. And we're going to do some live streams. I want to hit 8,000 subscribers and just try to do some fun live stream with the 8,000 subscribers, give people a chance to kind of just give them a thank you for hitting that subscribe button and watching, right? So there's so much crappy content out there, man. It's like people are putting so much content out there. It's like this big crazy mess of like what to watch. And, some of it's great. There's a lot of good content, which makes it even harder to be like, well, what do I watch? Because you can't watch too many videos in a day. So just a lot of fun stuff from here to December. And just going ham, just trying to get good quality content. And like you said, one of the things that I've always strived for is try to improve a little bit on every video. And what people don't realize, like, if you just improve one thing on every video, by the time that you're at like 50 videos, you've improved 50 things. It's like, whether it's like a sound effect, whether it's an intro, an outro. I just changed up my banner on YouTube, and I feel great because I'm like, that's going to be the next banner for like 100 days, excuse me. That's going to be a banner for the next 365 days at least, because the last one lasted 2 years. And I changed up my outro, which most people don't get to, but if you ever did, you know that I changed it up just so it's a little new, give people a reason to watch to the end, stuff like that. So just trying to keep improving. Small incremental improvements just add up. And I've been working on editing. I've been working on doing better transitions. So like when I hit a transition point, which is like where I stutter and have to like fix it, or I have to stop, I do like a transition and then a sound effect. So it looks like it's intentional, but it's not. So that's what I've got between now and December. And it's so busy with the kids, with working, with keeping the house afloat and making sure that the grass doesn't, like, the neighbors don't complain about the grass and the leaves and stuff.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
Well, and I feel like it's kind of like what you were saying earlier. If somebody takes the time to watch my content, I want to do whatever I can to give back. So every video, at the end of the video, I do a comment shout out. And I go back to the previous week's video and I find somebody's comment that I like. And I try not to repeat. I try to give everybody a chance to be able to get a shout out at the end. And I redid my intro with Taylor at the beginning, and I love that intro. I'm gonna keep that for a good little while.
Geek Squad.
But I'm thinking that because now I'm lifting with Jesse a lot more, I'm lifting with Rashad a lot more. So as the crew grows, we'll redo it kind of the similar fashion, but with more people. So hopefully we all won't fit in the frame at some point.
I'll tell you, you got a strong crew right there. Like, they don't mess around. Like your warm up is my max. It's scary. It's scary, but
it's fun. I declare I have fun. I really do. I enjoy lifting. I really enjoy it, and having the people that'll yell in your ear, "Don't put that weight down and keep going," is what I need. So we're getting there.
I don't miss much from a local gym, and I'll tell you, before the vid, I was a hypochondriac, and I worked out super early in the morning, and I'd get to the gym and they'd be locked because the 20-year-old kid was like hungover from the night before, didn't open it up at like 4:30 in the morning. But I don't miss much from a local gym. What I do miss is having a good training partner, because I'm a big fan of like the energy, like the psychological energy, and force straps. I really like, because a good training partner knows how to touch the bar, keep it moving, because you never want to be like static on the bar, because that's where you can like tear stuff. But take the bar and just keep it moving. And I'm not like an ego guy, like, don't touch the bar. I just want to keep it moving, keep working through the rep, getting a couple force reps in with good form. That's the one thing I miss training alone. But I don't have to, as a hypochondriac, I don't have to worry about people like they use the bathroom, they don't wash their hands and all that good stuff. So I don't miss much. I do miss leg day, but my leg days now have been like crazy. It's like they're different. They're just as hard, but they're definitely different. I miss the leg press. The leg press was like fun, but yeah. I don't miss much of the local gym, because you always get those few people that like, they don't rack their weights, they don't wash their hands, they gotta just like, they do this the whole time. It's like I'm trying to work. I gotta go. You got a dime holding up $1 over here. So a lot of fun stuff for both of our channels. If you haven't already, if you made it this far in the video, make sure you check out the Weightlifting Geek. Information is going to be in the description. Also, make sure you check out my channel. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment. Let me know you checked in and checked out the content that we have here. Also on Instagram, the Weightlifting Geek, at NoFate247, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Tinder, whatever. Okay, just check it out. Thank you so much, all of you that came, saw, enjoyed the content. We appreciate you so much. Listen, there's so many live streams going on. We appreciate you. That's why we're going to cut it at 40 minutes. Look at that. Who was other live stream cuts out at 40 minutes? Grinder, Gluck's Gym, Grinder. Listen, at NoFate247, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. Okay. If you know, you know. Okay. Things have gotten a lot different than when I was dating. I'll tell you that right now. A lot different. Heroic Muscle, Gluck,
Appreciate you, bro.
LMZ Fitness, Anna, all of you, absolute legends. Thank you so much. As usual, thank you for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back. Take care, everybody.
Yes, sir. We'll see y'all.